Okay, hey there. I don't know who everybody is that might find this, so if the AI in YouTube has popped me up in your stream, greetings. I'm just an old dude, and I don't know anything. I don't know anything other than whatever I've done so far in this world. It's got me from one day to the next, and I'm now I'm still here. So nothing I talk about is true for anyone but myself. And I don't really come on here to try and like teach anything. This is really just a personal space for me to. One of my original intents was to make this a space where I could talk about my life in a way that if my grandkids ever grow up one day and find YouTube and they, hopefully somebody that knows me would have the link and would say, hey, Dara's grandkids are, they're teenagers now. My son wouldn't want my grandkids to hear the things I talk about, so he wouldn't be the one to share. We have different philosophical beliefs about God and things like that, and he wants his kids to adhere to his beliefs. Hold on a second. Okay, that was a longer pause than I expected, but I'm still here. Yeah, so I don't anticipate that my son is going to say, hey, you should go. I don't know. Maybe he will. So I'm going to pass the torch of these videos on to my best friend and maybe a couple other friends so they could tell my grandkids one day, hey, go see what your granddad used to talk about. Go see what kind of person he really was, that he couldn't freely express when he visited you guys. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I'm not coming. I originally thought I would talk about, spiritual things, and I do. I talk about my own spiritual understanding and growth and challenges and stuff like that. And so sometimes I talk about really off-the-wall stuff. And my whole real point was wanting this to be a space of vulnerability and place where I could just really talk honestly and frankly, and with the supposition that this is a really small audience and that it's most likely in the beginning, like now, there's only 4 friends, maybe 5 friends that I've shared the link with this channel to. And they're mainly some guys that I've known since high school, who I've been friends with for 50 freaking years. One of them watches everything I put up, and he comments. Another one of them will comment occasionally. One of the friends of the 50 years, I didn't even share it with him because that's just the kind of guy he is. Sometimes my videos are 20 minutes long, sometimes they're 45 minutes long. And he's, I don't want to say he's mentally challenged in that sense, but he told me once, I sent him a video to watch these guys crawling into a cave. And it was like a 25-minute video, and he goes, man, I can't watch that anything longer than 5 minutes. So that made me think, okay, why punish him? Why put guilt on him and say, you gotta watch my videos, man? No. So, and I stopped tagging my videos. In the beginning, I was tagging them, but I didn't really have very good tags. And I don't know if the tags are really helpful for getting this distributed to an audience. I'm so over the internet. I really am. I am. I was for years. I mean, I can't even remember. Okay, the first computer we bought in like 1994, and it was because in the newspaper one morning it said, "Hey, you can get on the internet now." In 1994, and there's chat groups. This was even before AOL. This was right before AOL came out, and you had to go into Usenet groups. I mean, it was bare bones beginning internet. And that day I went out and bought a computer for our house. This house right here that we've lived in for 51 years on Valentine's Day next month. And okay, so that point of that story is I've always been an early adopter. Every little app that came out, I got on day one. And full steam ahead, I just did, everything I could on these apps. And I found Facebook before Facebook was released to the public. I found Facebook when it was only available for university, for college students. You had to be a registered college student to be able to get onto Facebook. I don't even remember if it was called Facebook back then. I think it was something different. But I tried to hack into it. I mean, seriously, I have always been on the forefront of the technology, the new apps and everything, and it's burnt me out. I've exited stage left. And that, I mean, coming up to use this now, I can't even remember. Maybe in my early videos on this channel, I talk about why I thought I would get in and do this. It was partly, I think the big inspiration was for me to have a chance to talk out loud about what's going on in my head. So that's what I have to remember. And that's why I came on now. Today I'm kind of having a struggle. It's like January 7th, I think, of 2025. I had a breakthrough last night. I watched a bunch of YouTube. I do watch a lot of YouTube now. I watch more YouTube than I do anything else on the internet right now. I didn't used to do that. I don't know how that's become a new thing for me. And so the things that have been steered into just in the past 2 days, steered into my YouTube stream have been about making money. You can make money. You can have an online business, blah, 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 blah. But one thing kind of struck my ear yesterday. It was about a guy showing all the steps to create a shop where you can sell bundles of designs of t-shirt art. And he gave all the steps. And I watched the whole video, and then I said, well, I'm going to have to go back and sit down at my computer and go through this and do everything he said. But what I actually walked away with was a memory of when I was taking art classes last year. I had an inspiration to design my own t-shirts. I wanted to draw and paint and create my own ideas of t-shirt art. And my frustration and struggle with trying to be an artist, because I'm not a freehand drawing, painting kind of artist by nature. My art is mainly photography. And so one of the steps in his thing was, there's an AI thing you use to create the art. And so I said, okay, well, I just got to go in little baby steps. And so I said, well, okay, I'm gonna open up one of these AI art things and see if it can make an image that's something I think is unique and that I would wear of a t-shirt. And I made a couple of designs last night, and I actually was kind of impressed. I kind of liked them. And so somebody else's video was talking about the same thing, the same business plan, and I followed half of her instructions. So I created two designs that I liked, And then she had you go through a thing called Printify, which then sends you to Etsy to sell them in Etsy. So I have 2 shirts that I designed with AI last night in my Etsy store, which I've never had anything for sale in. But can I stick to this motivation, this inspiration? Can I go anywhere with this? Can I typically I can't. I can't stick to an idea. I cannot. So today's really important. Today's really important that I make more progress, that I, either, well, one thought I had last night was the AI Mid-Journey or something. Actually, I tried to use ChatGPT first. ChatGPT gave me a really cool t-shirt design, but I couldn't save the art. And then it told me to go to Mid-Journey. Or this other one. There's actually one that's free. Mid-Journey you've got to pay for. So, I don't know. Part of my danger is being a Virgo. I overthink things, and I need to check out of that overthinking mode and really keep this simple. Small steps, small steps. Another video. See, here's the thing too. Videos about YouTube. About Virgos were coming up in my stream for their what to expect this year, and this is supposed to be a really amazing year for Virgos. And I need something to change. I need something really good to happen with me being able to make money. Because I don't know how I'm going to get through February. I think I'm good for January. Come February, unless I really fall back on door dashing, and door dashing is good. There's supposed to be changes in how DoorDash is working. If I can make, I don't need much from DoorDash. If I can make, if I can go out 3 or 4 days a week and make $50 each day, that's mind blowing to me. That's okay. You were very generous to me. Thank you. I'm going to sign off so somebody else can reap their benefits. I don't need a lot of money to make from DoorDash, but the way DoorDash was this time last year, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. So they're trying to make changes to make it better and more evenly distribute the earnings and stuff. And I'm not one of these picky people that declines low-paying offers. I will take every single offer that's given to me, because it's more than making the money to me. It's about being a blessing to whoever I'm serving doing DoorDash. So, okay. Let me think. What else? Writing. Ideas about writing. Creeping up a little bit. I was having some success with using the Google version of the AI tool. I can't remember what it's called. In editing my novel, I got 75% of the way through editing for grammar and punctuation and stylistic suggestions and stuff with my novel. But I stopped doing that in November. I've never touched it again. I haven't touched it again since the end of November. And it's just so easy for me to get discouraged or burned out or or have an autistic moment and go, oh my God, let's go do that today. Let's go do this different thing today. And then all the progress I made on this other thing, it's gone. It's not gone. It's not lost. But I get unplugged from it. Okay. Wow. I didn't really know I was going to talk about this. It's a gorgeous day. It's over 60 degrees here in the East Bay, and it's windy. So I need to go out. I'm going to go out for a walk I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if it's going to be a walk for the sake of walking, or if I'm going to end up in a cafe with my laptop and try and get maybe a couple of hours of work in. Okay, this is what my channel is about. I didn't talk about anything spiritual. I talked only about creative things. Wow. I've been having really strong meditations lately. Oh, did I make a video where I talked about... Yeah, I talked about Cash Peters. Did I tell you, though, that I went into meditation and tried to do what he does? I can't do it exactly how he does. He's got a weird visionary gift that's physiological in some way. And because he told a story of walking down the street, something switches in his brain, and all of a sudden he's seeing psychic pictures while he can still see the world around him. I can't do that. I've got to close. Well, I've had a couple of times where I can see with my eyes open, but I got to start with my eyes closed, and pretty much for my visions to happen, my eyes need to be closed. So I tried to do what he does with tapping into the energy of a deceased person's death transition, with their soul leaving their body and their soul going into the light. I watched maybe 25 of his videos and started to think, I think I can do something similar. So I tried it. And I did one that he has not done for my first one. I looked at the death transition of Eugene O'Neill, the Nobel Prize winning American playwright. And it didn't take long for it to kick in. I could see it like right away. And it was a different format than what he sees, what Cash sees. And I was like, good, mine has to be unique. I don't want it to be, it would be me using my imagination if it followed his design. And it was a profound vision. I probably should... Oh, actually, I do have a video on my Telegram channel where I recorded the session. Yeah, so it's described there. Okay, so then the next one I did a couple of nights ago, was of David Bowie. He does David Bowie's transition. There's a video. He actually met David Bowie like 40 years ago when he was working for the BBC or something. When Cash worked for the BBC or something, he got to interview him or something like that. I've been in the presence of David Bowie twice at concerts that I know of. I might have been in his presence other times, I don't know. But anyway, I slipped right into his space. He said, I know what you're here for. And he said, let me show you. And then I just watched. And I got to see what David Bowie's transition from leaving his body to going into the light was. Then, after that, I watched Cash's video of his vision of David Bowie. Completely different, which I think is important, but I also think doesn't matter, because everybody's interpretation is going to be different. And I sincerely feel like I made a connection with David. After he showed me the vision, I said, hey, can we talk? Like, can we higher selves just chat for a few minutes? And he said, yeah. And he ended up giving me a blessing. He said, you need to get working on your creative projects. Then it was like the next day, all this stuff started coming into my YouTube stream about making money with artwork and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, there. I'm gonna go. I gotta get going. 20 minutes, oh my God, I can't believe I talked for that long. Sometimes it's really easy to talk, and other times it's not. And I had no plan to wake up today and do this, so cheerio. I don't care if you don't hit like or subscribe. I don't want you to. I don't want followers. If anybody sees this and feels blessed by it, be blessed. That's what it's all about. Okay, bye.